Hello and welcome back to a grocery haul. I know it's been a while, but I'm back. Life has been lifing, but I'm back now and I'm going to do a Coles and Aldi haul today. So we have some silver beet. I'm going to do a chicken noodle soup. So I'm going to use some silver beet in that. These Doritos guacamole, I saw them at Coles a few times, but they weren't on sale, but this week they were for $3, so I grabbed them to try. And I bought a few other things for like a little grazing plate for myself and Eli later today. I bought this Golden Pash because that was on sale too, and it's probably my favorite juice. And I might give Eli some, water it down as well, because I think he will really enjoy that. It is freezing where I live, which is probably not for people like in Melbourne, but on the far north coast, it's dropped to like 6 degrees at night. It is so cold. So Mama needs some tea, peppermint and Earl Grey, two of my faves. And they're on sale for like $1 something. So that was a good Victoria tea, $1.20, bargain. Mr. Kipling, really love these little cakes, little individual ones. So I just chuck them in the freezer and get them out as I need them. Eli likes them too, so I just cut them up for him and put them in his lunchbox, and I definitely like them. So I thought I'd try this strawberries and cream flavour because it's new. The Kirks was on sale for $9, so grab that. And this Q-Cola, to me, just tastes like coconut sugar, so I got that. That was $8 for 12, which is really cheap. I love these wicked onions, sliced red onions. Look, I used to make my own, but I just can't be bothered anymore. So I just grabbed them. Some salsa, some olives. I just got these ones from the deli, stuffed with feta. I'm going to do a little snacky plate, like I said. Okay, this Street Kitchen brand. I bought a beef version, which I've got in the cupboard, and I used it the other week, and it was really good. So I thought I'd try this chicken tinga for something maybe next week's meal prep, but it was on sale for $3. So I thought I'd just grab it while it was on sale. For snacky plate, and I think these might be good for Eli's daycare lunchbox, little breadsticks, some quince, and some camembert or brie. What did I get? Brie. Snacky plate, delicious. This is new to me. It is a sticky date luxury ice cream. If you've watched a few of my hauls, I've always got to try stuff. So it was on sale for $6, so I thought I would grab it. Pumpkin, chuck some of that in the soup and other meal prep. These Paul's high protein drinks are on sale at Coles for $3.20. I really enjoy them. It's an easy way to get 30 grams of protein in, especially if you're on the run as well and you don't have time for brekkie or just a afternoon snack. Great. These, I've purchased these a few times. They are so good and very addicting. Once you open the packet, it is really hard to put them down. So they're on sale, so I grabbed those. And I grabbed 2 punnets of strawberries, and they look really good. Eli has been going through strawberries like no tomorrow. So they weren't a great price, like $5 each, but it's winter. What are you going to do? Berries aren't cheap. So I got all that from Coles for $81.94. Okay, Aldi. So I got mini cookies for lunchbox, some fruity bars for snacking and lunch boxes. So it's British week. These are hands down one of my favorite chips. So I had to pick up a packet. I'll probably get another 1 or 2 packets, let's be honest, but restricted myself to just one. They're really good. They're kind of like a tomatoey sauce, even though it says Worcestershire sauce. To me, it kind of tastes like the tomato sauce flavored ones. So if you if you saw them at Aldi, grab them. They're really good if you like that flavour, I guess. But yeah, so they're Worcestershire flavoured. These were also in the British section. I've had them before. I really like chocolate orange, so I grabbed them. I'm going to stick them in the fridge. They'll be really nice cold. Got some veggie straws, some eggs, fried rice that's going to be some of Eli's lunches. I'm going to do a little fried rice up for him. Butter, Okay, got some 2 apples, 2 bananas, and 2 oranges for Eli. I bought this shredded trees because it's really good, as it said, for bake. So today I've got to do Eli some Vegemite and cheese scrolls. So I'm going to add that to it. And I'm thinking I might even do a lasagna through the week, because Rhiannon from Life with Coffee and the Jones Boys, I saw on her last vlog with the lasagna, and now all I've been thinking about is lasagna. So I've got some sheets in the fridge, so all I just need to do is get my butt together and make it. Some mini wraps. So last week for meal prep I did those Big Mac taco wrap things. They are so good and super easy, so I'll probably do some of them maybe this week and next week for easy quick dinners. Gravy beef. I'm going to do a slow cooked beef thing with some veggies and couscous for my lunches. If I get my act together as well, I will show you some meal preps this week. Daycare lunches. Eli's in his sultana phase, so that's an easy little snack to grab and cheap. Some tomato passata for said lasagna that I will make. Puff pastry, because it's just a necessity for me. Eli loves his Vegemite and cheese scrolls, so I'll always have one of them on standby. Full cream milk. 2 pouches for quick and easy snacks for Eli. His yogurts for lunch. And a whole chook for my soup that I'm going to make. So all of that today was $87. So 170 altogether for that. It's not cheap, but you gotta eat. So that is my grocery haul for this week, and you might see a cook with me video. Have a great weekend, guys. Okay, so I'm just gonna film me making my soup. I have just popped my chicken into my slow cooker. I only have a 3-litre one, so I tried to find the smallest bird I could. So I just shoved her in there, and I'm gonna add potatoes, carrot. I only have frozen onions, so chuck that in too. Stock, a swig of olive oil, and I'm going to do the silver beet a bit later on in the piece, so I want to slow cook this for a few hours. And also some pasta. I found some spaghetti in the cupboard, so I'm just going to add that. So yeah, I'm just going to pop all of this into the slow cooker and hopefully it fits. Okay, it was a tight squeeze, but once everything, cooks down, it will obviously shrink. So yeah, that bad boy is on for, I'm going to say 5 or 6 hours. Maybe an hour from finishing, I'll try and fit some of this into there. Possibly need a bigger slow cooker, but I never bought a bigger one, like it's just me and Eli. So yeah, this will make a fair bit of soup for us, and I can freeze it as well. In saying that, I don't actually know if Eli will have the soup. I know he'll probably eat the veggies and some of the chicken, but the liquid itself, probably not. But anyway, can always try. So yeah, that is on, and we'll see how it goes in a few hours. So I thought I would just show you what I do for my almost 3-year-old snack little basket. So this is accessible for him in the pantry, and it's what he can grab that I don't mind and I use for his daycare treats. So the snacks, he really likes the Vegemite ones, and I think there's a cheddar cheese one. So I always grab them when they're on special, or sometimes I see them at the discount Silly Solly type stores and I just stock up on them then. So the snacks, a choice of cookies. So these are as well, they're just the plain vanilla biscuit, Spider-Man on them, and then the cookies from Aldi. Pouches, these here, these are from Woolies. They're like a roll-up, but a bit better ingredients, so he has those. Sultanas, yogurt covered sultanas. Fruit bars, this is just a tiny version. I found that at the reject shop, so it's just a smaller version of pretty much those that are baked bars with fruit inside. Those are a fruit and oat little bar from Aldi. Muesli bars. I try and get ones that, you know, have a little bit of protein in it. Like he's not going to notice the flavor. And they're also lunchbox friendly ones. And then these rice cakes covered in dark chocolate. That's a good little snacky too. So yeah, I have a stockpile up in the top of the pantry, but yeah, these are generally little snackies that I let him have and pack in his lunchbox. Okay, lasagna. So mince, onion. I had some frozen zucchini and carrot that was shredded up, so I'm going to add that to it. Sauce. I'll add some Vegeta for seasoning. I use the fresh sheets there just from Aldi. So that will be my sauce, and then the layers, and then the bechamel. So flour, butter, milk, white pepper, and I also saw someone use a bit of cream cheese. Cottage cheese, not cream cheese, cottage cheese. So another hit of protein, which is pretty good. And they just added that to like the layer of cheese. So I'm going to do that because it's opened and I need to use it. So yeah, let's make the red sauce first. Okay, so I'm going to brown off my mince, and once that's almost browned off, I will add my onion and the carrot and zucchini mix with some seasoning. Okay, so mince is pretty much browned off. I'll just add all of that. It's really hard to do with one hand. And then I'll add some onion. That should do. And some Vegeta. So a good sprinkle of Vegeta. If you don't use Vegeta, start. It's really good. Okay, so mix all that through. Okay. Now some sauce. Add half a jar in the fridge. I like my lasagna saucy. Nothing worse than a dry lasagna. So lots of sauce there. And my little, it's not really a hack, I think a lot of people do it, but I add a good dash of balsamic vinegar to my red sauces and a little bit of sugar. Okay, so that has been turned down and just going to simmer, and I'm just going to add some balsamic vinegar, just a good glug of that, and also some sugar. Sugar. The reason I add sugar is because tomatoes are acidic, and so is balsamic, so it just mixes really well, and I don't know, it creates a great flavour. So that is my sauce, and mix that up, and that will cook on slow for a while. And while I'm doing that, I'll make my white sauce. In true mum fashion, I've been multitasking, so fresh batch of Vegemite and cheese scrolls. It's just puff pastry, Vegemite and cheese, roll it up and bake that at, 200 until they're nice and crispy. So he's got one batch, probably last him a couple of days, and I just make them fresh every couple of days. Sometimes I make a huge batch and freeze them, but they just don't taste as good, so it doesn't take long at all, so I just cook them when he runs out. So for my roux, I'm just doing 50 grams of butter and a quarter of a cup of plain flour. So if you've never made a white sauce before, it's just equal quantities of flour and butter to make the roux, and then once that turns into a bit of a pasty type, it will then, once it turns into looking like a bit of a pasty mixture, and then you add your milk. So I'm going to add about 2.5 cups, give or take, of milk to that, but I can't find my whisk, so I'm just going to have to use something else once I add the milk to try and get out the lumps, but we will just work with what we got. So butter's melting there, so once that all starts to come together, I will add the milk. So the butter is melted. I'm just going to cook this mixture up a little bit longer so you remove that floury taste from this little concoction. My red sauce is saucing and smells really good. I think everyone has like their own, signature pasta red sauce. So the balsamic thing, just something my mum did, so I do, and I think it tastes really good, so I've continued doing that. But yeah, just going to cook this off a bit longer, and then I'll add the milk. So the milk has been warmed up, so it's good to add warm milk to a warm like paste like this, because if you add cold milk to a warm mixture, they're going to work against each other, so that means good chance you'll get lumps a bit more as well, and just won't be as smooth. Once that's all done, I will then add some black pepper or sugar to the mix as well. For seasoning, I'm not going to put any salt in because it's salted butter, plus I've got, you know, it's going to be cheese, and there's that sauce as well. You don't want too much flavour overpowering each other. Some people also do nutmeg in their white sauce. So yeah, everyone's got their own little ways of doing it, but yeah, just going to add the milk soon. So I've just added a little bit of milk, then I'll give it a bit of a stir, and then once it gets really thick, I'll add a little bit more milk. So my white sauce is almost ready. It's still a bit too watery, but it's a slow process because you don't want to burn it, and then it just has that bitter taste. So I'm just slowly stirring it, and not bad considering I don't have a whisk. I mean, there's a few lumps in there, but should be right. Yeah, so just slowly and surely this will be ready, and then we will assemble. And like that, you get a nice thick sauce. So I'm going to start assembling. So what I do is a bit of meat sauce on the bottom, and then do the pasta, meat sauce, some cheese sauce. I'm also going to put some of the cottage cheese, as I mentioned, on each layer, repeat, and then the top layer I will just have the bechamel and some tasty cheese, and I've got some parmesan that I want to use as well. So yeah, that's just my layering, the sheet of pasta, mint sauce, some white sauce over that, and some bits of cottage cheese, and I'll do another layer of the same. Okay, so my top layer is a mixture of both white sauce and meat sauce because I had a little bit left. So I'm just going to make sure all the pasta is covered, so you don't want dry. Don't want dry lasagna. I'd rather have a sloppy mess than dry lasagna. So cover all that. I won't put cottage cheese on the top because I don't know how that will go. If it like burns, I'm not sure. Anyway, so I'm going to cover this and then put some cheese. Actually, no, I'm going to cook it 3/4 of the way full, and then when it's finished, I'm going to add the cheese then and do that last, so I can get a bit of a crispy top. And yeah, we'll see how this goes. The soup is souping, so I've just got that on high for now, and yeah, everything's kind of squashed down in there now. So yeah, that will be a tonight. See how that goes. Yeah, lasagna going in the oven. All finished. Look at those layers. So I'm going to let this cool down a bit, and I'm going to divide it up for some meal prep. Not too sure if I'm going to have this for dinner yet, but yeah, looks and smells so good.